What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here. And setting up a hosting rig on Vast.ai used to take quite a bit of time. Manually installing Ubuntu, configuring drivers, Docker, fighting with dependencies. It was kind of a nightmare, especially if you were setting up multiple rigs or you're new to Linux or anything like that. Well, that changes today because I did spend the last week or so and over 100 plus reboots building and testing a fully automated setup script that does everything for you. Whether it's your first rig or your 10th rig or the first time trying to set this up, this saves you a ton of time. And when Vast.ai pushes updates, just run the script again. So before we do dive into this, all links that you will need will be right here on the Vast.ai setup page on rabidmining.com. Link will be in the description, also including donation links. If this saves you time, please feel free to donate, as I am releasing this to you guys for free. That's right. I spent all the time. I did the work, got it going because I like making your guys' life easier. We do multiple setup videos all the time for you guys, and this is another free thing for you guys. So obviously any support is much appreciated. It definitely helps me keeping my website alive and continue to keep building these projects for you guys. So if this does help you out, please hit that like button, subscribe button, smash that new hype button. It definitely helps out the channel. Now let's get into it and show you how to set this up. All right, so over here on my website, which is the same website here as the Crypto and AI Profit Calculator, obviously we click on this, we can see that when it does come to at least my power cost, 12-cent power, GPUs, that Vast.ai is the most profitable way to be running your AI compute, crypto mining, whatever it is. Vast.ai, out of all the platforms here, is making the most. So it makes sense that more and more people are starting to set up Vast.ai rigs. So that's why we're kind of making life easier for a lot of you. So let's just come back into here. If we go to crypto mining up here, you can just click on the Vast.ai setup. Obviously, direct link will be in the description, but let's go through stuff you do need. So obviously, you're going to need to create a separate Vast.ai host account. Now, what do I mean by that? Have you rented GPUs on Vast in the past? You cannot use, or at least it's definitely not recommended to use the same account. So if you have an account and you rented rigs, make a new account for your hosting. And if you're hosting and you want to rent rigs, vice versa, make an account so that you can rent rigs. Don't kind of mix them up because it messes with your whole total earnings and everything like that. So if you need an account, just click here and go to the Vast.ai website and make that account. So if you're looking for an install key later on, it's going to ask you for an install key. This is not your API key. We'll show you where that is later on here. That's under the hosting setup page. So obviously you can just click this and that will take you to the page. I'll click it right quick just to show you this is the page you're going to need. So make sure you have this link handy because it's going to be needed. Now, recommended hardware. What kind of hardware do you need for Vast.ai? So obviously you need a GPU. Here, all the information is available. So you're gonna need an RTX 3000 series plus series recommended for the best earnings. Minimum is a GTX 1080, but again, I would recommend it for a 3000 plus series. You need a CPU with at least 2 hyperthreads per GPU with AVX support here. Minimum of 1 core. Remember, we're talking about recommended and the minimum here. For your RAM, you're gonna need at least 8 gigabytes plus per GPU here it's stating. And then for storage, you're going to need a fast NVMe or an SSD and stuff would work as well. Network is the big one. This limits me from able to use Vast.ai myself all the time. You are going to want at least 500 megabytes per second, or I guess megabits per second. There is a difference there, but you know what I'm talking about. So you're gonna need at least 500 meg up and down. It is a minimum requirement of at least 10 megabytes up. So you can get away with that. But again, it is recommended to obviously have a lot more. And this is where a lot of people are not going to have, especially myself. I don't have that type of upload speed. And for ports, we're going to have to be forwarding a bunch of ports here, but forward your chosen ports, range on your router, TCP plus UDP, both of them, 3 ports per GPU. So we're still on the intro here, and this is part of your getting started. I'm going to run through everything and the steps on the website, and then I'm going to start getting into it and showing you exactly how this script works. But I want to run through everything because this is a little different than just straight mining crypto. So I want to make sure you kind of understand everything. So what you're going to need here is you're going to need something to obviously flash the ISO here, and that is a Balena etcher is recommended. The download link is on the website. Remember, everything you need is on the website here. This is the download link to get the ISO itself, and these are the 8 steps to get up and running on here. So number 1 is flash the ISO. Number 2 is boot rig from the USB. Wait 10 to 15 minutes. That is installing Ubuntu here. Pull the USB on the reboot. Then SSH in. You'll see the message of the day. And then you're going to run one command, which will be on that message as well as on the website here. Follow the on-screen prompts, and then you should be live on Vast.ai. So this is kind of running through what you're going to experience while running the script. So remember, it's going to be a lot easier. It probably seems like a lot and overwhelming for some of you newer guys out here right now when we go through the steps. But realistically, you hardly have to do anything at all, and this is going to be extremely easy for you guys. So the MOTD does tell you what's going on here. You can kind of see what it's going to show. Here's the link and everything for the script. Exact same thing right here. You can just copy it right here as well and paste that into your SSH. Here's kind of what's happening. You can run through and kind of pause it and look at this. After the NVIDIA reboot, this is what you're going to see. You know, it's going to go through all this part right here. After step 6, SSH back in with your Vast.ai key ready. So this is where you're going to have to actually enter your install key, and then it'll continue on with the process. Then it's going to SSH in one more time to enter your rig's IP. So this is going to give you a default thing. You know, user rig is going to be Rabid. Your default password is going to be Vast.ai. It'll prompt you through the script to name your rig whatever you want, change your password to whatever you want, as well as all your ports and everything. Everything will be customized to you by the end of the script, but it's all set up nice and easy for the initial boot here. Getting your VAS key, you know, we'll run through this when we get to it. Again, this is all just going through the manual steps. Here's some port forwarding info if you're stuck on it, you don't know how to do it, as well as links to portforward.com where you can actually look up your own router and see what you got to do from there. And then after this is all done, you know, you can log in. Now, if you don't want to use the script and you just like to copy and paste stuff into an SSH rig, I also have you covered for that. So you don't need to use a script, but you can just come in here and just copy, paste into your prompt, copy, paste in your prompt. You can do it all manually if you like to see and watch everything it does by itself. So I have 2 options. Obviously, the auto install script is for most people out there, but some people who like to just do all the manual commands themselves, I got everything easily copied and you can paste them straight into your SSH dashboard for yourself, for the people that want to do that. So I'm trying to cover all the angles so that all you got to do is pretty much come to this web page right here and go through everything. Also, we have a bunch of troubleshooting tips, like say your internet goes down or all sorts of stuff after reboot. There's a whole bunch of troubleshooting tips and prompts here that can help you kind of fix your rigs as well. And again, if any issues happen, hit those comment section down below. So now that we kind of went through everything and it may be overwhelming, let's show you how easy it actually is and use this script. All right, so the first thing you are going to need to do here is download the auto installer, the ISO here. So we're going to click on that. It should bring up a download link. I already got mine here, so it is right there. So download that, and then make sure you do have Balena Etcher. So that is, you can click right there and you can download Etcher if you don't yet have it. It is definitely recommended to use Etcher over Rufus. Rufus tends to cause some type of corruption and sometimes random reboots when installing things. So I urge you guys to use Etcher, and that's why I put the link there. So once you get Etcher downloaded and the ISO downloaded, we got to flash our drive, and that's pretty simple to do. All you got to use is either a USB stick or you can use an SSD. I'm actually using an SSD myself because one, it flashes way faster and it loads way faster as well. And as I was testing, doing this, like I said, 100+ times, using the SSD saved a lot of time in testing. All right, so once you have your USB or SSD, whatever drive you plan on using for the initial install, you're going to go to it and flash from file here and click on the Ubuntu ISO right here. Open that. Select your target, which will be the drive you're using. In this case, I'm using 120 gigabyte SSD from Kingston here. I just had laying around on the floor. We're going to select that, and then we're going to hit the flash button. And the main reason why here, obviously, we're going to have to hit yes here. Now, these SSDs, they flash way faster than USB drives. A USB drive could sit here anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, where flashing an SSD, we can see it takes like 10 seconds. Very, very fast. So we're just going to let this finish its thing because it is extremely fast, so we don't have to wait too long for it. So there we go. Almost done. And there we go. As you can see, we're done already. That's how fast and easy it is to flash an SSD. I'd still be sitting here for quite a bit of time on that USB drive, but a USB drive does work fine. All right, once you are done flashing, you're going to put that into whatever rig that you're going to be installing Ubuntu as well as Vast on. And you can use this same drive now for hundreds and hundreds of rigs, or until the drive blows up, whatever comes first here, or unless an update comes and you got to reflash it. So once you do that, you're going to put it in, turn on your PC and everything, and keep spamming the delete key because you want to get into the BIOS. And we're going to have to come into here. Now, depending on your drives and stuff here, you can see I disabled XMP and profile here. I turned off all my overclocks for my CPU. This is a 9950 X3D. I don't know if it's my system or maybe it's just, not working right, but sometimes I notice on the Ubuntu install, I get a bunch of random reboots at the wrong time. So I just got rid of those and it seemed to fix it and do it a lot less. But again, I could have an unstable rig. So coming into here, our main thing though is you want to come in and do your boot options and make sure it does boot off of that drive. And I want to remove this, so I'm doing a fresh install from scratch here on this rig, as you can see. So I'm booting off that drive now. We're going to hit F10 and we're going to save this. Now we're going to see the complete process here because I am using my capture card on my workstation PC. I also have a Windows PowerShell here because once Ubuntu installs, it'll automatically install your SSH access. We're just going to SSH in from my main PC here, my workstation, and we don't have to touch it. So initially though, you are going to obviously need a keyboard and a monitor plugged into your first rig, at least until you get Ubuntu installed so you can see everything that's going on. At that point, you won't need it anymore. So right now, we're going to hit the F10 button here, hit OK, and let this thing reboot from the drive, and now you're going to see it begin the process to install everything. So we're just letting this thing get its signal as it's going to be slowly booting up here. There it is. So here we can see Rabid mining Vast.ai auto install. There we go. It should automatically read it, and it is beginning the install process. Now ignore all these errors and stuff. 100% fine. Everything is okay. So now we're just pretty much installing Ubuntu, and it should do it all by itself. So we're just going to hang out and watch this.
Got a gaming rig sitting all alone, powering dreams, but it's barely known. Fans are spinning, waiting for a sign. Time to put that hardware online. No more guessing, no more wasted days. Rabid mining shows the easier way. One click setup, watch the magic start, turning spare GPUs into a work of art. From AI jobs to crypto rewards, your machine can earn so much more. Everyone can help you climb.
All right, so once it does reboot here, make sure you do pull out your USB drive, because sometimes if you leave it in, you will get a grub error, and you don't want that to happen. So pull it out. If you do get that grub error, there are some fixes to do it, or you can just run the installer again. So we are now at our login information. Now the default login is Rabid with the password Vast.ai, all lowercase here. So that is the default. It will prompt you to change your rig name, usernames and passwords and everything later on, as well as your port range and everything automatically. So that is just a default to get into everything. So you are going to need your IP now so you can SSH in. So what we're going to do here now is we're going to put in Rabid, like I said, RABID, lowercase, and then we're going to put in Vast.ai, all lowercase as well. And you can see this will pop up everything you need here. Now, this is the IP you're going to use to log in through SSH. So you're going to see that there. Now, if that isn't popping up there, you can just come back into here and you can see there's a command here. It says hostname space -I. You can use that at the login prompt after you log in, and that will bring you to the same type of operation here. So here you can see hostname space -I. hit enter, and you can see there is your IP right here as well. So those are the two ways to get it. Once you got those things set up, all you got to do now is come into here and SSH into your rig. So in order to do that, we're just going to come in and go, here's the command right here. So we're going to go SSH space and then at that IP that you've seen there. So we're going to hit enter here and we're going to go to yes. And now we're going to come in and we're going to put in that password of Vast.ai. And then if we hit enter, we should see everything is popped up here. So here's all the commands and everything you need. Run this command to set up Vast.ai. So you can see we're just going to copy this right here. And just to cross-reference everything, it's the exact same stuff that we're going to see on the website here. This is the exact same command and stuff right here. So everything's kind of going back and forth. If you missed something, don't worry. You can just go through the website here and it'll show you everything. So now we're just going to bring that back up here. And again, if you're looking to donate for this, because I put a lot of thought and effort into this, so you know, obviously every little bit does help. So, and at any time, if you want to copy this to Notepad, this is also to log back in. So anyway, we're going to come in, we copied this already by right clicking. I'm going to do it again just so you can see. Now we're going to paste that right there, and we're going to start with the script by simply hitting enter. Boom, it is now going to start here. We're going to put in our password, Vast.ai, and now let it run.
It's your moment. Now's the time. Let your GPUs shine tonight. Turn that power into profit, right? Vast.ai is calling your name, and Rabid mining leads the way. Upload, install, and you're ready to go. Watch those earnings start to grow. Hit subscribe and like below. Join the future. Let's go.
All right, so now we hit our first reboot session. As you can see, it's stopping the sessions and everything. It has everything that you need to do. So right now you're going to want to start getting your Vast.ai numbers and stuff ready for your host account for setup. You're going to still want to start looking into what ports and stuff to forward. And here it's going to say you're going to want to use this command right here. So to watch the progress when it comes back up. We're just going to right click and copy that. We're going to SSH back in. As you can see in the background, it's loading some more stuff here. So now we're just simply going to SSH back into our rig. Once it goes in, here's Vast.ai as our password. And I'm going to paste that in and it'll just continue where we kind of left off here. So we're all logged in. There you go. And it should continue in a few seconds here. Here you can see we're loaded, booted back up. I'm just keeping this in the background so you can see when the reboots and stuff happen. So anytime now, there we go. Our script is taking over again, and we're just continuing on with the process.
Away, helping miners win every day. Oh, 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 let them shine. Oh, 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 now's the time. Oh, 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 let them shine tonight. Oh, yeah. Oh.
All right, so we're coming up to our final SSH in. So now it's going to stop here. It's going to make sure you are ready for everything you need. So our Docker and everything is installed. So now is when it's going to ask you for your ports. It's going to ask you for your rig name and what you want to name things, all sorts of stuff. So simply come into your PowerShell, hit the plus button. We're going to SSH back in, and this will activate the next window. So we're going to go Vast.ai here for our password. There we go. So sudo password. So here we go again, Vast.ai. And then now we're going to continue on. Vast.ai is ready to continue. So here we go. Rig name. So right now it's just Vast.ai host. Name this whatever you want. So at this point, I'm going to name this, Vast.ai test video rig. So as you can see, Vast.ai test video. I'm going to hit enter. Now it's going to say your starting ports. So now it's going to recommend you. So remember, it wants about 100 ports per GPU. So for your, or if you only have single rig GPUs, 40,000 to 40,100 for one. And then say for your next rig, 40,101 to 40,200 and so on. Or if you have, a whole bunch of rigs with 2 GPUs, you go 40,000. So just make sure you have 100 ports open per GPU is what I'm kind of saying. Default, it already has 40,000 to the 40,100 here. So I'm just going to keep the range I already have and hit enter, and I'm good. Remember, this is where you can manually set whatever ports you do want to use for that rig. You have the option. So in the next rig you set up, you're obviously going to want to use different points and stuff. All right, so now we're at the point where we're going to need our install key. So that's earlier on when I said go to that Vast website. So you're going to come in here, make sure you are logged in. If it's been hanging out in the background for a while, make sure you do refresh it because your key only lasts an hour. And sometimes I notice sometimes it lasts only like 20 minutes. Just make sure you do a refresh here to make sure you get a fresh key and then just click on Install Manager and it should bring you down to this link right here. Either one should work because it's just extracting the main key from here. But make sure you do copy this, and then we're going to bring this back up into here, paste that in and hit enter, and it should begin the installation process on this. So here we can see it's taking off and continuing on here.
Got a gaming rig sitting all alone, powering dreams, but it's barely known.
I do want to point out if you end up getting an error or something here, it is because you didn't refresh your key and you're going to have to update that. So I do want to point that out. And if anytime you have an issue, you forgot something, you can just hit Control C or Control Z or close this out, re-enter into by SSH, and then just rerun the whole command again, which is this one right here. Copy this and it'll go through all the steps that you already did and automatically start where you left off. So I just wanted to point that out as well. Now let's continue on with this installer. All right, so now you can see it's asking to change our password. So I'm going to put a Y in here, hit enter, and then I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and it changed the password. So here we go. Now we can see enjoying the easy setup. Everything should be good to go. So we're going to SSH in one more time and do our reboot here. So we're just going to come in, do that. Put in our password is now 1, 2, 3. password is changed. We're going to reboot, put in our password again, 1, 2, 3. And there we go. We can see it is rebooting. Our password changed. Now, when it loads up, we should see our rigs inside the Bash dashboard, or at least this rig. All right, so we rebooted and we are back. I just SSH'd in back to my rig. We can see Vast.ai is running. GPU is live on the dashboard. Check your machine at this link right here. So everything should be up and detected there. So there we go. We have the script up and running. This is part 1 of this video, so try it out and let me know in the comments section how this does work out for you. And this should save you quite a bit of time when it does come to setting up your Vast rigs. Now, part 2 will come soon. That is doing the verification, the benchmarking, and other stuff on Vast, and then actually telling your rig to go live so it can be rented. But right now, this is the fast and easiest way to get up and running in your rig to Vast.ai. Thank you for watching. Share this video. Hit that hype button. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you on the next one. Rabid out.